Alright, so the first one has to do with enabling call recording on your OnePlus 7. So all your calls can be auto-recorded. All you have to do is go in and enable. Of course, during a call, you can always hit the record button and it's going to do that. But if you wish to record all calls or from specific contacts only or only from unknown contacts, just use this feature that's built right into the phone. Alright, coming to the second one, we all know that there is a gaming mode on the OnePlus 7 and that lets you play in an uninterrupted fashion. So, all your calls can be answered via speaker, you get notifications for third-party calls, and a couple of things, but you don't have to necessarily enable them just for games. You can enable them for apps like YouTube. So when you're watching a video, you still don't want to be interrupted. You still want the best display experience. And for example, you can do that for Skype. So when you're on calls, your conference calls, you could still have those features enabled. Now coming to the third one, I hate having too many icons up on my status bar. And a couple of them are actually pretty useless, So Oxygen OS lets you go into your display settings and then into your status bar where you could actually decide what all to show and what all to not show. So there's a whole list which shows up when it is connected and they're all enabled by default. But for example, when I place an alarm or when I have my NFC turned on, I really don't need those icons up there. I can just turn them off from this list and have a neater, cleaner look. And by the way, OnePlus has put in a much improved vibration system into the OnePlus 7 and the 7 Pro. So if you go into your sounds and vibrations and go into vibration intensity, make sure that your notifications is set to strong because by default it comes with a medium setting, but we rely a lot more on notifications these days. And while you're at it, go into incoming call vibration pattern, make sure it's set to dynamic. What it does is it syncs with your ringtone and accordingly increases the intensity of the vibrations. Quick gestures is probably the most underrated and least talked about things on the OnePlus, but it's amazingly useful. Drawing a V can turn on flashlight, drawing an O could open the camera, drawing an S can open the camera in selfie mode. All of this is just so instantaneous. It's stupid to not use it. Go into buttons and gestures, go into quick gestures, and you're going to have a few options in front of you. Most of them are going to be turned off or they're going to have none, but go ahead and assign them something. Trust me guys, use it just about for 2 days or 3 days. Actions that you use the most and you're going to get used to it. Also, while you're in quick gestures, make sure that you enable flip to mute and 3-finger screenshot. Coming to the next one, there is a way to launch the Google Assistant, which is just by long pressing the power or the lock key. But you're going to have to enable that because it's disabled by default. So go into your buttons and gestures setting and there is quick activate the Assistant app. It's going to be off. You'll have to turn it on and that's pretty much it. Hopping on to the next one, the OnePlus natively allows you to change the icon pack. So it's pretty simple. Long press on the home screen, go into home settings, click on icon pack and it's going to show you all the icon packs that are available on your phone. So you could just tap one and that's it. It's done. Now you're going to have to install icon packs from the Play Store. So go to your Play Store, search for icon packs, look which one you really like. There are some paid ones, some great free ones. All yours. The next one is a very neat camera trick which allows you to set the zoom level manually so you don't have to be stuck with the preset ultra wide, normal and telephoto options that are there onto your camera interface. So just drag and you can exactly set how much you want. And I think that's brilliant. Next, if you open your camera app, there are 4 modes that you can choose from, right? And they're arranged in a specific order. And you may want more modes. So if you go into settings and hit customized modes, A, you can rearrange them, and B, you can add all of those modes onto your screen so you can switch between them even faster. So that's that. Now we all know that the OnePlus 7 Pro has introduced the 90Hz refresh rate, which makes your screen experience and interaction extremely smooth and fluid, and one of the big reasons to buy the 7 Pro. But if in case you're not making it through the day with your battery, you could always move to 60Hz. And same for your screen resolution, it's set to auto switch, but if in case you do need to save some battery, you could always lower it down to FHD+, which is the lowest that's possible in the phone. That should save you some battery. This next tip is actually an old one, but a lot of people don't know about it still. So if you go into your Wi-Fi and then go all the way down to preferences, there's a setting called auto switch to mobile data. So every time your phone feels that your wireless connectivity does not have internet, it'll switch to your telecom mobile data. Now, if you're a dual SIM user, go into SIM and network and enable dual 4G network. That way, if in case SIM 1 does not have 4G, you could always switch to SIM 2 for your 4G. Another one is to start smart callback as a feature. So let's say you get a call on SIM 1 and you tap on that contact, it'll automatically use SIM 1 to make that outgoing call, and the same goes for SIM 2. Also, you would have been noticing that I'm just using gestures to go back to my home screen or, to access recent apps. That's called navigation gestures. A lot of you probably already know about it, but if you don't, it's the fastest and the most convenient way to navigate, to use your back, your recents, and your home actions. To enable this, you go into your settings, go into buttons and gestures, and hit navigation bar and gestures. You're probably going to be on either back home recents or back home. You're going to have to switch to navigation gestures. Right below that is a small tutorial that's going to help you get acquainted with it. Use it for a day and you would never be able. So that's it, guys. Those were some tips and tricks for the OnePlus 7 and the 7 Pro. Hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you think I missed out on something and you know something that I don't, feel free to comment in the section below. Again, don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. All of that supports my channel a lot.